Welcome folks, Nash Taters here. So today we're going to do a strategy video on what I think is one of the most important aspects of 7 Deadly Sins. And that is to farm the Red Demon on Extreme. Now, I'm going to show you a solid team that is both good on offense and defense. Now, what I mean by defense is, obviously everyone knows the strategy of freezing the character, or freezing the monster, or let's say demon, freezing the demon so that you can take extra turns without him doing any damage to you. Now, what I'm also going to show you is you have the option to not actually freeze him in case you are running out of orbs. And that's what this team is going to be for. First of all, this is pretty much a complete 100% free-to-play strategy because my account is 100% free-to-play. So let's go ahead and talk about the team that I built. Now, obviously, I'm going to give you alternative character to use in case you don't have Gother, because right now Gother actually is free to play friendly because you can just get him from the coin shop, but back in the days you couldn't get him simply from the coin shop. So let's start. The first character is going to be clearly Gustav. Now, this character is probably one of the best characters in the game in terms of utility with a lot of different scenarios. Regular fight, regular maps, obviously the raids, and of course, even with guild bosses for a little while. Now, I have him set up to be maxed out pretty much, except his level. I also want to show you that you can actually do Red Demon Raid Extreme without even having to be max cap level. My friend's account, which I will show later in the video, of his characters he's using for this specific fight. I'm pretty much only using Old Man for his unique skill, right? So this is pretty much your setup. And now that you've seen the actual setup, let's go into details of how I'm using them. So pretty much your goal is to get his freezing field to gold card, or excuse me, 3 stars. And equipment wise, I mean, you can pretty much use whatever. Like, I don't even use equipment on this character, so. But pretty much your basic attack, defense. For my Hunter Slater, I'm gonna put the best runes that I have on him, which I'm using crit damage and attack. And as you can see, he's pretty much maxed out in terms of stars. And for my Old Man, Kane, I pretty much just use junky runes, my beginner set runes. And the key guy is going to be Gother. And here's the reason why he's going to be key, obviously. Clearly, he's going to be able to quickly make your freezing field go 3 stars as fast as possible. And then this is the big boy here. The big boy here, you want to make sure you disable attack skills, which I will show you in the fight if it comes down to it. So, pretty simple. The alternative to Gother would be Deanne, or anyone pretty much that has the capability of disabling attack. So, I've been playing this game for a little bit more than 100 days now. And my friend and I both decided that we're going to really kind of concentrate on Red Demon because we both figured out he is very crucial to the success, especially as a free-to-play player. And there he is, RagingDemon. He has queued us up. Now, before we go to combat, I just want you guys to know that him and I have been playing this game together since the beginning. And we've been formulating strategies on how to really efficiently defeat the Red Demon. Our fastest time, I think, was 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And our average time is, generally speaking, under 4 minutes. And I would say that's pretty good considering that his account is pretty much designed to kill the Red Demon. Like, he literally did not get past chapter 6. Like, he got enough to join the guild, but then he never actually turned a quest in after he joined the guild. So what that means is whenever he kills boss matches, he never triggers any demon besides the Red Demon. Alright, so pretty much we're just going to go over his account here. There's no music or anything. He sent me this video. He's basically going to just kind of go over his account, and he's going to highlight the characters. So first thing he's doing is he's showing off Hawk and Elizabeth. Now this character is very important to this raid because of one, he's showing this disable buff and disable debuff, and she also can do a lot of damage. So she's definitely sort of a hybrid defense, hybrid offense for this specific raid. So she's very useful. So he's gonna now show off his runes. Oh my god, I keep saying that. Equipment. He has resistance on that one. So I don't think he really works on his equipment that much for this account, because like I said, he just uses it to farm Red Demon for the guild, really. Like that's not a bad rune, not a bad equipment there. That one has crit defense, crit resistance. I mean, you don't get hit that often, so a lot of the defensive stats don't really matter that much. It's really for those two units, Slater and Elizabeth, you really need the attack stuff. Now Gustav, you can also use attack stuff. So he's showing us that you freeze and yep, 200%. But for him, he doesn't really use level 3 that often, because I'm the one that uses it. Now a lot of people in my guild also play with him to farm up. I think the guild leader plays with him. I know the guild leader too. She's a real life friend of mine, but she doesn't know him. But they do. We all have the same setup. We don't have Discord or anything. But if you guys have a Discord, I highly suggest. Wow, look at that one. That guy didn't even level any of his equipment. But if you have Discord, you know, coordinate with your friends. That's probably the best way to do it. Just do it through Discord. All right. Now that you've seen both accounts and what they both do, let's go ahead and get to battle. I'm gonna wait for him to queue up, and there he is. Oh, how embarrassing. All right, I would just go ahead and do that. Oh, look at that. That's even more embarrassing. So before the next fight, I'm going to go ahead and do it. All right, so like I said, we've both been playing this game for a long time, and we pretty much farm Red Demon every day. We pretty much try to farm every demon that I trigger and all the Red Demons he triggers. The key thing is we already know exactly what to do, but generally speaking, if you're partnering up with someone that you play with every day, whether it's a guildie, real life friend, someone on your friend list, just make sure you play with them quite a bit. Now, generally, our rule of thumb is we don't really communicate with stickers anymore. I give him till 35 seconds to act first, and he always does, but pretty much our routine's the same for the first round. He always is the one that triggers his freezing field. So basically, I just wait for him to do his thing. And generally speaking, since we're both using Slaters, we just basically just do as much damage as possible. Now, we have actually killed him. Well, that we could have killed him. So close, right? And so now the next turn, it's kind of crucial here. If you take a look at his account, he has 3 gauges. So what he needs to do is he needs to go ahead. There he is, and he did it. So he has the cards for it. So what he needs to do, he needs to activate the next, for the following, for basically for round 2, he needs to trigger his ultimate move. And what I need to do is, since I have Gother, I'm going to trigger the freezing field for 3 stars. And here I'm just going to dump one of these cards because I really want another Gother card. Now obviously I'm explaining things, so this fight is going to be a little bit longer than normal. But normally our routine is very fast. And hopefully the next match that we do, I can just kind of do it without actually saying anything. And you guys can time yourself. And I think what I'll do is I'll put in the comment section when the next second match initiates. So here I obviously want to do the freeze because if you take a look at the card, effect takes enemy frozen target takes additional 200% damage. That's a lot. And so I want him to always trigger his thing. And this damage, based off his runes and everything, or based off his equipment and everything, should do roughly 400k. So now he's dumping extra cards, and I'm going to be dumping extra cards as well. I know this for a fact will one-shot him. So you can already tell that we do this so efficiently that it's very fast. 444k, there you go. And I know a lot of people make videos about how they're doing 10 zillion damage. It doesn't really matter. This monster only has 300 plus K, so all that is just for show. As long as you can get to 400K, that's kind of your goal. Now this next will be a little bit tricky. And it looks like he passed 35, he didn't initiate anything, so he wants me to initiate it. So what that usually means is he wants me to play this card. This card, it means that I'm disabling the red demon's attacks. And see what he does here. Alright, and there it is. That's the important card. This disables buff and debuff skills, and I'll tell you why this is important. And here's the best part about defense that I was referring to earlier. You do not need to freeze here. When you disable attack, because the red demon has two attacks. One is the regular attack that single targets your units. The second attack, he does an AoE effect. The AoE effect is when you disable the debuffs and buff skill. And now he cannot attack you at all. He's just going to sit here and stare at you. And he will trigger his little thing, but he will gain one bubble. But I do have the Gother to remove it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see what he does. He's not doing anything, so he's telling me to go. So I'll just go ahead and do this. And I'm going to see what he does. If he does 2 or 3. He did 3, so okay, alright. Usually what happens is I wait for him to put up his card. If he puts up a card that gets rid of the debuff buff skill, then that means I personally don't have to use my debuff attack, right? Like, or a freeze. Because if he triggers not that card, then I can just freeze. If I don't have freeze, then what I will do is after 35 seconds, I don't do anything until 30 seconds. Then he will know that I don't have a freeze. So this guy is pretty much dead. So let's just go ahead and kill him real quick. Yeah, but he went first because we both realized he's just pretty much game over. Now the damage obviously will come from Slater and Elizabeth on his side, and on my side is pretty much just Slater. My Gustav does decent damage, but as you saw, I don't even have any runes on him. I'm really just, why do I keep saying runes? Equipment. I just use him to freeze. Now, on the third match, I believe I'm going to actually use Deanne just to showcase that we, in fact, can beat him still fairly easily without using Gother. It's just going to take a little bit more patience in terms of getting the... What's the word here? Getting the freezing field to go 3 stars. I'm going to wait for him to queue up. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick just to dump my friendship stuff. I always buy potions. That's kind of like the #1 thing you should be buying right now at this stage of the game. Early stage though, my suggestion is buy the, just a little bonus tip. My early stage, you always want to buy these. And then as you gather enough, because the reason being is because you want to get SSR pendants. And then when you start having enough, then you can start just buying tons of potions. Let me just wait for him to trigger it. Yep, is that him? Raising Jimmy. Yep, there he goes. Now he plays this at work, so he plays this pretty much all day. I believe he has a main account and this account. We only use this account that he does on his iPhone, I think, for just killing red demons. And whenever he's at work, he just text page me saying, hey, you ready to do some red demons? His main account, I think he's already 70, but he's in a much higher in guild, so he does his thing. So this one, no commentary. We're just going to go to breeze through it. I will only cut in if there is something goes wrong along the way. What I mean by that is if we don't get the combos in the first 2 rounds. All right, here we go. Alright, I'm going to cut in right now. He did not play that other card, and since I only have one freeze, the strategy here is use the level 3 freeze, because what's going to happen is it's going to carry over to the next round. He will not be able to do anything for 2 turns. So this is where the RNG factor comes in. He wasn't able to get a Slater combo, so we are able to quickly kill him in the second round. But as you can see, we still do enough damage with our average equipment. But it looks like he did trigger Elizabeth. So I think he is going to just go ahead and kill him now. It's just going to one-shot him. So he's probably going to build up. So, yep, there he goes. He's going to activate that. So what I'm going to do is just whatever. Now, normally our routine is, generally speaking, we can pretty much kill him with Slater on the second round. Third round, we should be able to kill him relatively fast because Elizabeth will have her ultimate ready. And if we're lucky enough, we can get another 3-star orb, a freezing field in there, and pretty much finish the fight. But if not, our damage is usually where it comes in. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he's signaling me to use my attack card. And I will do that. And I'll save these for a freezing field if I get them. But they should do a lot of damage to him. So his Slater, only level 65 as you saw. Regular equipment really. And is doing about, 100 something K easily. The key is you just want to get to the point where you can do roughly 400K after freeze. So you can tell he's already pretty much dead. And I think that we don't really have to do a whole lot more. I am just going to pop this. I'm just going to spam it real quick with him before he gets the thing in there. And there it goes. And that, alright, I think that's it. And there you go. Nice and easy. So the last match, I'm going to show you what at the end. Just to show you that you don't necessarily have to have a go through to clear him with reasonable speed. I'm getting a text saying okay, yeah, he's got at least a couple of more in queue for the Red Demon. So what he does is he logs on at a certain time of the day. He'll do all of his boss battles as fast as he can, and then he will just go ahead and text me saying he's ready to do some Red Demons. But we're just going to do one more match, so we won't make this video too long. And then, yeah, we'll showcase Deanne as an alternate to the Gother, because in case you don't have Gother. But like I said, Gother shouldn't be hard to get now because he is in the coin shop. Which, if you've been playing even for a month or two, you should have enough SSR coins to buy him. And I highly recommend buying him. He's probably one of the most desirable unit in the game in terms of really helping you progress through the game. So let's use Deanne. Let's go ahead and give her some runes. Oh my god, I've been playing Summoner's Wars for a very long time, so everything I say is let's go ahead and give him some decent runes. I'm gonna give him, I guess, just some maybe some life leech ones. Not that it really matters, just as long as you have some attack stuff. So you can see the combat class on our account aren't very high, and that's kind of the whole point of this. As a free-to-play player, you should really target Red Demon on stream, and the reason being is because he can give you the 5-star Awakening Stones. He can give you, obviously, the horns, which you can use to increase the level cap of your characters or contribute to your guild. And then the other thing is they give you the 5-star cups, which is kind of what you're aiming for. So the 5-star cups and the 5-star Awakening Stones. So he always goes first. I follow up, so I'm saving this in case something happens. And we'll just build a little bit of Deanne. It doesn't really matter here. The key is not to rely on ulti moves of your other characters other than Slater and Elizabeth. Just bear in mind that both my teams are balanced in terms of offense and defense. If you're playing with someone you don't know, this strategy probably doesn't really work that well, since most people don't communicate that well. Like, we've been doing this for a long time. So if you have a close friend or close guildie that you can communicate with either through Discord or something, Discord, whatever, you can formulate your strategies that way. Let's see what he does. I do have one freeze. He's not popping that thing, so yep, he's not popping it. So it looks like he's telling me to freeze. Because, you always get the freeze in the beginning of turn, right? So he already knows that I have a freeze card. So that right there, you should understand that we both understand that I never use my freeze card. So he knows that. And since we're running with no Gother, he also knows that I don't have a level 3 freeze, clearly. But you can also tell when I start moving around on my Gustav, he will also know what I'm doing over there. So this one should be pretty easy to kill. Looks like we don't really need... This should be enough damage to kill him, but to make it safer, we'll just go ahead and do all of this. Roughly, Elizabeth is a highly recommended unit to build because not only is she effective here, she's also effective in the Crimson Demon raid. Sorry about that. But I can tell you right now, Crimson Demon isn't really worth farming on Extreme. The amount of investment you have to put in my opinion, isn't really worth it. And that's the point of this. Red Demon's super easy. On Extreme, he's super easy. And he gives you the exact same items that you're going after. So let's see what he's doing. He is going to trigger... Okay, yeah, he's triggering that. So he's telling me to trigger my attack thing. So the Red Demon is super easy to kill, as you can see. Super easy to farm. And that's the one where you should be trying to aim for the resources of 5-star cups and 5-star awakenings. And that's kind of what you want. For the other two demons, if you have the units to kill Great Demon, which I'll probably make a video for later on, what I think is a really reliable team to beat them, you can farm. I can personally farm on Extreme, but I don't like it either because it's kind of time consuming. You know what I'm saying? If you can't farm effectively. So yeah, there you go. Easy peasy, right? Like you saw, I don't really have crazy runes, or excuse me, equipment. Oh my god, I need to stop saying runes. And my account is obviously a little bit higher, but look at these, all 70s. You can beat these people, beat this demon with level 65s, no problem. So Grey Demons, ideally, if you could farm it on Extreme, you have the characters or whatever to do it, great. But if you don't, my suggestion is just farm on normal or hard. You're just going for the wings. Because if you're farming the Red Demon a lot, then you're just trying to go for the 5-star cups and, of course, the 5-star awakenings, or pretty much any high-level 4-star or 5-star awakening stones. And my suggestion is, I don't think it's TOS violation if you make different accounts do things. My suggestion is, if you can, get one of your friends or guildie somebody to make one account that is designed like I showed you on my friend's account to purely farm Red Demons, right? Don't go past chapter 6 in terms of once you join a guild, don't turn it in. Like, you're just using that account to solely farm Red Demons, because Red Demon is definitely worth the farm. The other two demons, in my opinion, you're just farming for their body parts. You can just beat them on easy and just keep collecting body parts. And that's all you need them for, really, to be honest. Well, if you enjoyed this video and you made it through to the end, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to hit that like button and ring that bell for notifications if you become a subscriber. If you love this content, I make videos on different games. I have a long-term plan for this channel. So make pretty much daily content. And as always, take care of yourself and your family. Nash Taters out.